Good morning and welcome to the Committee on Education. I want to thank everyone who is joining us here today, whether in person or online. Um, Please allow me to introduce the members of the Committee on Education. To my left is our Vice Chair, Representative Sheila Babauta. Welcome home. And to my right is Representative Denita Yangtamai. Thank you for joining us today. Absent today, excused absent today. Thank you for letting me know you had stuff going on. Representative Ed Probst and also Representative Donald Manglonia. I'm hoping that maybe we'll see Rep. Yumel, or he might message me soon. But those are our members of this committee. We want to thank our LB staff present at today's meeting, assisting us with all of the things that need to be done. Legal counsel is Joe Tyherone. To his right is legislative assistant Cameron Nicholas. On IT and streaming today, we have John Diaz and Delbert Camacho. And finally, our sergeant at arms today is Mr. Will Brandon Uggan. And let us begin. Where's my agenda? Oh, thank you. All right, I call this meeting to order. Can I get a motion to adopt our agenda?
So moved.
And it is moved and seconded. Our agenda is adopted. I know that I sent the minutes a while ago, and so if I could also get a motion to adopt our minutes, or if there's any discussion on minutes.
Ready. So moved.
It's moved. Can I get a second? All right, so adoption of minutes is moved and seconded. Oh my gosh, I haven't done this in so long. I forgot to do the vote. Don't we have to do the aye? My bad. It's on the agenda. Please forgive me. That's why I still have my script. All right, so there is a motion. It is seconded. We are ready. All in favor of adopting the agenda. We're going to move back on our agenda. Please say aye.
Aye.
All those against say nay. The ayes have it, and the agenda is adopted. Now moving on to the adoption of minutes. May I get another motion for the adoption of minutes?
So moved.
Seconded. All right. For the movement for adoption of minutes, for all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And all those against, say nay. And the agenda is adopted. I mean, the minutes are adopted. Quick recess. And we're back. Thank you for giving us a moment. Next up on our agenda is public comments. Are there any public comments to be had today? I do not see anyone in the gallery. And so, since there are no members of the public in the gallery, we will move on to new business. Okay, today's new business is House Local Bill 22-94 to amend certain sections of the Chamorro and Carolinian Language Policy Commission Act and for other purposes. Open to discussion. Shall I begin? Okay. So this is a bill that was authored by our Vice Speaker, Rep. Atau, and it is intended to provide the Chamorro and Carolinian Language Policy Commission with updated provisions so that they can carry out their duties and responsibilities, specific to authorize translation fees. This bill is, I did receive comments from the DCCA chairman, the commission from the DCCA, Mr. Executive Director, Mr. Melvin Faisal. He did provide some additional comments of some additional changes that he wanted to request. However, when I did discuss with legal, some of the things he wanted to include might require a separate bill entirely. And so for those reasons, I was not able to include them in this bill. And I will communicate that with him directly, but I also did let the author of the bill know. I did receive comments from NM Tech Executive Officer, CEO, uh, Jodina Atau, and she had uh, no uh, no other comments regarding the bill and supports passage as is. So that's the updates I have for you regarding House Bill 2294. Open discussion. All right, we'll take a few minutes recess to go over it a little bit. Or do you ready? Okay, okay.
Thank
Recognize Babata.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Thank you for having our committee meeting today. I am very supportive of the intent of the bill, and I thank the author for introducing this. Maybe if we can go over certain sections and the main amendments, just so that we all have a clear understanding of what's to be changed, what amendments are being recommended. So it seems here, I'm glad that NMTI and the commission responded with comments. The commission on certification of Chamorro and Carolinian translators will now be increased to 5 instead of 4 members of the commission, provided that 2 shall be Chamorro and 2 shall be Carolinian. And the director of the commission shall be a member of the committee on certification of Chamorro and Carolinian translators. So is this the portion where the fee was recommended to be inserted?
Um,
All right.
It is there first enabling them to be able to wait. Oh yeah, in
Page
the
3.
section 1207, it enables the executive director has the uh, ability to enforce and implement all the provisions, and the provisions include translation fees in the budgeting area. You see that in 1208?
Yes, and then all fees will be directed to a special account outside of the general fund, known as the Language Commission Translation Fee Account, and the expenditure authority shall be the director of the commission. Okay. I support the amendments, and I have no other concerns. Were there any concerns brought up by any other entities?
No concerns were shared. Recognize Rep Yang Tamai.
You said Faisal has comments, made comments, and they're not in here. Can you share the comments, please? Sorry, I don't have it here with me.
Sure, I can read them into the record for you if you'd like, or I can give you a copy because it is kind of long and there's a lot of technical stuff in there because you did request for other sections to like they were asking for additional things like I said that the legal counsel said would require a separate bill. So I will give you a copy of this. I'm pretty sure I shared the email, but I will get a copy to you right now.
Thank you, Chair. And
Thank you, Cam. I will email you that as well so it could be part of the record. Do you want a
Thank
quick
you, Chair.
recess while you get that?
Oh, okay.
Yes, quick recess. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. And we're going to go back to the discussion for House Local Bill, or sorry, not local, House Bill 2294 to amend certain sections of the Chamorro and Carolinian Language Policy Commission Act and for other purposes. We have been talking about the changes that are part of this law or this part of this bill. And I will let our vice chair share what these changes are.
Thank you, Chairwoman. I support the intent of this bill. The basic changes and amendments being proposed for the Chamorro and Carolinian Language Policy Commission Act is to authorize the commission to make recommendations to NMC and NMTI. We did not receive comments from them. NMTI did respond that they did not have comments. This bill will also include the executive director of the commission to be on the committee on certification of Chamorro and Carolinian translators, increasing the board members from 4 to 5. And we will be clarifying duties and responsibilities of the executive director to authorize the commission to establish translation fees, which I also support, creating a revolving account outside of the general fund, making the executive director the expenditure authority, and then finally allowing the commission to be exempt from withholding and payment requirements. And so, with that brief summary of this House Bill 2294, I have no other concerns. I support the bill. I'm ready to vote.
So can I get a motion to adopt this bill for committee report passage?
So moved.
It has been moved and seconded. We will now take a voice vote. You got it? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. And the ayes have it. This bill is adopted. All right. And moving on to our next part of the agenda, we have some old business to discuss. If I could, I'd like us to begin with Section B. This has been in our committee one of the longest bills, and I will go over some of the things that have happened with this bill, and hopefully I can get all of your support in passing it today. This is Senate Bill 22-05, Senate Substitute 1, and this would now be House Draft 2 that I will be discussing. We did collect many comments from all across the community, stakeholders that are definitely interested in increasing the human resources we have available on island with a behavioral health professional scholarship. Behavioral health, or mental health as people also call it, is a really hot topic that is important across the globe, especially in the ways that the world has been experiencing a lot of trauma. And so one of the things that is important of this bill is that it would prioritize scholarships for people seeking master's degrees and higher in professional health, in behavioral health career pathways. And so some of the changes that are proposed here in this House Draft 2 are related to updating the language that is used in the bill. For example, instead of using the word drug users, which has a negative connotation, the language was changed to be individuals struggling with substance use or misuse. So it just changes the language to be more trauma informed, and that's one of the changes that you'll see here today. Also, one of the other big changes from our House Draft 1 that I'd like us to look at is that this draft would expand this scholarship to include even those seeking doctoral degrees. Originally, this bill was focused only on people seeking master's degrees, but then with the different feedback that we received from the Blue Ribbon Consortium, from the people that are actually in the field, and students who are seeking degrees right now, they thought and asked that if we could also include doctoral pathways in the case that not all the scholarships are taken up by master's degree seekers. And so that changed the language just a little bit to include a language that says if funds are, and this would be in, sorry guys, this it would be on page 3 of section 2, or sorry, yeah, section 2. It is specific to say that funds are allocated to doctoral or other graduate students. Such students shall declare all other sources of funding they receive, and any funds distributed may be adjusted accordingly for the cost of living. This in particular is in reference to doctoral students, as sometimes they do have other funding sources. And so this language would just make sure that they would that would be in consideration to the scholarship amount they receive as well. And that is the main change to the other stuff we had already discussed in our previous meetings, because this is a bill we've been talking about for a while. So with that said, I open discussion, and I hope that I can get a motion to get this bill going. Representative Babauta.
Thank you,
Recognize.
Chair. This bill has been in our committee for several months during several of our committee meetings and is already in the form of House Draft 2. I think, as I recall, the last committee meeting, we wanted to ensure that we heard back from the scholarship office if a law was needed in order for direction around scholarship guidance and creation was needed, and that was clarified. And so I'm ready to support this bill. I am thankful to the author and to the committee for working so hard on making clarifications. I am a supporter of mental health and healing in our community, and I think this would be a great way for us to make that push. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Can I get a short recess? Joe, we did not adopt House Draft 2 yet, because this is the most recent edit. We had House Draft 1, because that House Draft 1 was what was in the committee report that we pulled. So first we need to get a motion for that, right?
Yeah, cleans it up.
Okay, I want to make it clean. So, ready?
Draft 2.
Yes. All right, and we're back. And I'd like to recognize Representative Sheila Babauta.
Thank you, Chair. At this time, I'd like to motion to adopt Senate Bill 22-05, SS1, House Draft 2. So move.
It has been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against say nay. And Senate Bill number 22-05, Senate Substitute 1, House Draft 2 has been adopted. Has been, yeah, adopted. Okay. Short recess. All right, and we are back. And I was just conferring with our LA, Mr. Cameron, and I was informed that we passed the wrong number of House draft for uh, SB 22-05. We actually had a House draft 2 already, so we're going to do this again. Can I get a motion to adopt Senate Bill 2205 SS1 HD3?
So move.
It has been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. And the ayes have it. 22-05 SS1 HD3 is adopted. All right. Thank you, Cam, for catching that. We want to do this right. All right, and now we will open up discussion to the other two remaining bills on our agenda, and I open the floor. Recognize our vice chair.
Thank you, Chairwoman. So under old business, a Youth Congress bill for an act to mandate that all PSS schools provide free of charge to students menstrual hygiene products and for other purposes. We did have this in committee last time. We did hear from PSS. There are concerns of this bill, but I'm very grateful to the author and Youth Congress for working on this issue. And so I would like to recommend that the committee further explore other ways we can introduce this into the legislature. And I think it is a worthy cause and movement. And so that would be my recommendation for this bill.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Any other comments about the Youth Congress bill? All right, so we will take it under your advisement to discuss more and see how we can address some of the concerns that were shared, but also especially address the needs that students have expressed. Interestingly, I did request for comments, from PSS and from the Youth Congress themselves, but I actually met some students recently who were expressing this as an interest and also a concern they had in general. And so I did ask them to also write me a letter to show, that there is a need that is demonstrated also from their level. And so once I get that, I will share with you as well. All right. Any other discussion on perhaps Senate Bill 22-08, House Draft 1? Representative Denita Yang to my
All right,
recognize.
yes. I would like to make a motion that we table this bill until the other reps come in so we can all discuss it because it's a very big bill. So, motion. I made a motion.
Thank you, Rep. Yang Tamai. She's made a motion to table.
Second.
We got a second. All those in favor of tabling Senate Bill 22-08 SS1 HD1, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. And this bill is tabled until further discussion with the rest of this committee. Because you are right, Rep. Yang Tamai, it is a very big bill, and it would definitely require more discussion among our committee. Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next part of our agenda is miscellaneous. Anybody have anything to share? Table floor's open. All right, moving on. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
It has been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed can stay. And this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.